Hello again. Thank you for spending the day with us. I hope you've had a chance to connect with each other and the resources in this virtual environment. It's been exciting to see the progress on the leaderboard and the many connections made in the different chats. Now, this is the third of 3 general sessions in the Pathways to Wellness in MS program. This session, Nutrition, a comprehensive approach, highlights the importance of wellness as a puzzle, with nutrition being a key piece. In addition to the other factors like understanding your healthcare provider team, exercise and lifestyle physical activity, and emotional well-being. This session is meant to be interactive, so feel free to engage with one another in the chat. As with other sessions, we will continue to ask you to share your experience, learnings, and tips with each other. Our hope is that you'll leave this session with an understanding that wellness is most successful as a well-rounded approach with different and sometimes changing parts, with an increased knowledge of how to incorporate exercise, lifestyle physical activity, and a positive emotional well-being into your life, and feeling empowered to work with your healthcare team and the people you include in your everyday life to enhance your personal well-being. If you've missed any of the other first 2 sessions in today's program, the recordings will be available on demand on the Society's website and in this virtual environment today. This environment will remain open to you through the end of the year. If you've attended the full program so far, type one thing you've learned and you're excited about from our previous 2 sessions today. I know for me, I'm excited about the practical tips that I can start incorporating into my life. Now, let's give another shout out to our sponsor, Genentech. Support from MS Community Partners helps the Society provide innovative programs like this to bring education and connection opportunities to all people affected by MS. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Kevin Alschuler. Kevin Alschuler has a PhD and is an associate professor in the Department of Rehabilitation Medicine and an adjunct associate professor in the Department of Neurology at the University of Washington School of Medicine. Dr. Alschuler is also a co-medical director of the UW Medicine Multiple Sclerosis Center, where he leads the clinic's psychology service and serves as an attending psychologist. Dr. Alschuler is the UW Medicine Multiple Sclerosis Center's Director of Rehabilitation Research and the co-director of the UW Multiple Sclerosis Rehabilitation and Wellness Research Center. Dr. Alschuler's research focuses on improving the ways in which psychological care is integrated into the medical environment, including developing and testing novel models for clinical care, increasing the use of psychological care as an intervention, especially by addressing the needs of individuals newly diagnosed with MS, and improving the quality and implementation of non-pharmacological interventions for the self-management of symptoms such as pain and fatigue. Dr. Alschuler has published over 80 peer-reviewed journal articles and has been the lead investigator or co-investigator on more than $20 million in research grants. He serves on the editorial boards of the journals Rehabilitation Psychology and Disability and Health Journal, and sits on multiple committees for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. Wow, thank you so much for the impact that you are having on the MS community. We are so honored that you are here with us today.
Well, thank you, Emily, for having me, and thank you for the kind introduction. We do so much close work with the National MS Society that it's an honor to be here and to get to be part of this program. So I'm happy to be here today to dive into the strategies for living a healthy lifestyle and for taking a well-rounded approach to wellness. The National MS Society has invested in wellness research and is excited by recently published breakthroughs in the areas of exercise and lifestyle physical activity, recommendations for people living with MS at all levels of ability. As a research community, we can build upon the momentum from that research in other areas of MS wellness research as well, like emotional well-being and nutrition. As Dr. Yadav mentioned in session 1, diet-focused research for MS has been limited in its scope without many specific outcomes. And while diet doesn't indicate a direct effect on MS or on disease progression, results do show improved symptoms like fatigue or emotional well-being and a generally higher quality of life. So this shows us that a healthy diet is a promising complement to your MS treatment plan. While this is a great place to start, we know much more research needs to be done on nutrition and the intersections of diet and MS. So while the research community continues to study and identify trends, we can focus on what we know right now regarding healthy eating and a healthy lifestyle. We do know that wellness is a puzzle, with diet and nutrition just being one piece. Other pieces of the puzzle are exercise and lifestyle physical activity, stress management, mental and emotional well-being, and having the right support in your life, from your loved ones to your healthcare team. So before we dive into those specific topics, let's briefly review the 6 dimensions of wellness. Lifestyle and wellness approaches are part of the comprehensive management of MS. The dimensions of wellness, shown here, act and interact in ways that contribute to your overall well-being. So with that, let's define each of the dimensions. Physical wellness includes making positive lifestyle choices about regular physical activity geared to your abilities, healthy eating, weight control, MS care and primary care, and preventive health behaviors, including smoking cessation, limited alcohol use, and attention to personal safety. Emotional wellness includes developing coping strategies to enhance problem solving, manage stress, foster a positive outlook, and develop resilience in the face of unpredictable changes, while paying attention to mood changes, including depression and anxiety that may require treatment. There was a recent study by Batari that shows African Americans living with MS experience more anxiety and depression. This is something we need to learn more about so we can provide specific support to those in this demographic. Occupational wellness is engaging in meaningful and rewarding activities that promote a sense of purpose or accomplishment, including opportunities to contribute one's unique skills, talents, and knowledge to others at home, at work, or in their community. Spiritual wellness is developing a worldview that provides a sense of peace and harmony and enables you to cope and adapt throughout life, with that ultimate goal of finding meaning and purpose in the face of one's personal challenges. Moving over to social wellness includes developing positive, healthy relationships that nurture interconnectedness with family, friends, and community, and promotes active engagement in a social network of meaningful and rewarding friends and intimate relationships. Intellectual or cognitive wellness involves engaging in mentally stimulating and challenging activities that lead to personal growth, enhance creativity, and new learning, while developing the ability to think objectively and independently. Understanding the various dimensions and the impact they have on wellness and lifestyle is a great first step to learning how you change your behaviors and make choices that impact both MS and quality of life. Today, we're going to specifically review physical and emotional wellness, but all 6 areas are equally important. We might ask ourselves if we're getting all we need from each area of our lives. Are there places we already know we could improve? A good place to start is by discussing any lifestyle changes with a trusted healthcare provider. Speaking of your healthcare provider and your healthcare team, did you know that your MS provider or primary care provider might be just one piece of that puzzle? Depending on your own unique needs, your provider team might include some of the following: a nurse, rehabilitation specialist, mental health provider, social worker, advanced care professionals, pharmacist, caregiver or support partner, and a nutrition expert like a registered dietitian. Each of these healthcare providers, as well as many others, may play an important role in how you manage your MS and feel your best. To learn more about each type of provider or to get a recommendation for one in your local area, use the Society's Find Doctors and Resources tool on our website, also found in the resource room right in this virtual environment. Take the time now to type in the chat and share who you usually go to for your healthcare or MS-related needs. Before we move on, let's talk about who may specifically be on your nutrition healthcare team. Many different types of professionals perform nutritional counseling. This includes persons in a broad range of fields with varying education, training, and experience. As the regulations for those who want to provide nutritional counseling vary greatly from state to state, the Society suggests learning more about your state's specific requirements before making a choice. This will help you determine what kind of nutrition professional, a registered dietitian, nutritionist, health coach, or wellness provider, you want to look for to fulfill your needs. Because each person's health and medical considerations are unique, it could be helpful to consult with a registered dietitian nutritionist, also called an RDN, to determine the best options for your individual medical picture. You may be wondering how an RDN is different from a nutritionist. The RDN credential is a legally protected title that can only be used by qualified practitioners who are authorized by the Commission on Dietetic Registration of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. These individuals have earned at least a bachelor's degree, possibly also have an advanced degree, and have completed a supervised practice program to then pass a registration examination. They also partake in regular continuing education requirements for recertification. On the other side, the definition and requirements for the term nutritionist vary. Some states have licensure laws that define the range of practice for someone identified as a nutritionist. But in other states, virtually anyone can hold that title, regardless of education, training, or experience. Because of this, the Society recommends using the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics website to help you find a registered dietitian nutritionist in your area. Because registered dietitian nutritionist is a legally protected title, most private insurance providers cover the services of an RDN. To learn more about coverage with Medicare and Medicaid, which will vary from state to state, please reach out to your insurance carrier. To find out what nutrition services your policy may cover, call the customer service phone number on the back of your insurance card and ask the following questions. First, are specialist services covered in my insurance plan? Do I require a physician referral? How many visits do I have per calendar year? What is my copay or deductible? For reference, a copay is the set amount you pay for medical services, while coinsurance is a percentage of the cost that is due at the time of service. Usually a person pays one or the other. Your deductible differs from both and is the set amount of medical expenses you pay out of pocket before the copay or coinsurances kick in. For more help understanding your private insurance benefits, your carrier's customer service line should be a great source of direct information. There's also some good information on the Society's website. For help understanding your Medicare coverage, you can reach out to an MS Navigator or visit the Medicare coverage website at medicareinteractive.org. Also, sometimes covered by insurance is telemedicine, commonly referred to as telehealth, which is the use of technology to participate in healthcare at a distance. It allows you and your providers to connect from different locations. Most aspects of a medical visit can be done, and even many parts of a physical or neurological examination are possible. You'll want to check with both your healthcare provider and insurance first to see if both offer or cover telemedicine for the type of visit before scheduling. Telemedicine visits have taken place for many years, but as we all know, they've recently become more accessible and more popular. A telemedicine visit may be especially useful for someone with access barriers. Maybe you have physical limitations due to your MS that prevent you from attending many in-person appointments. Or maybe you live in an area that doesn't have any of the specialists you need to see. Telemedicine visits help remove these barriers and increase your ability to find the care that you need. You can go ahead now and type in the chat and share if you've had an experience using telemedicine. To make sure you have a successful telehealth appointment, you can consider the following tips. First, ensure that your insurance currently covers telemedicine and understand your out-of-pocket expense. Check with your health insurance and the provider to make sure they are in network for the best coverage. Check that your healthcare provider is licensed in the state where you plan to receive that telemedicine care. Make sure your computer, smartphone, or tablet is charged, on Wi-Fi, and available with an attached or integrated camera. Treat your visit like you would when you're receiving in-person care, ensuring that your room is private, free of distractions, and quiet. Write down your top 1, 2, or 3 concerns ahead of time. Have an updated list of your allergies, medications, and any needed refills. You can find a full list of tips for a successful appointment in our resource room. Another big piece of the wellness puzzle that you can do from the comfort of your home is getting the right amount of exercise and lifestyle physical activity. Recommendations encourage all people with MS, regardless of ability level, to complete at least 150 minutes of exercise and/or lifestyle physical activity per week. This could be broken down to 30 minutes, 5 days a week, as one long activity or multiple short activities throughout the day. Really, whatever works for you is okay, as long as you strive for the full 150 minutes per week. This is going to look different for each person based on their current and changing ability levels. So reevaluate your goals. Some may require assistance also from a trained assistant. Exercise is a broad term, and there are several types that can be best understood, broken down into the following 4 groups. Aerobic exercises are activities that increase your breathing and your heart rate, with examples such as running or biking, swimming, or a brisk walk. Resistance-based exercises are designed to increase the strength of bones, muscles, and connective tissues. Examples such as lifting weights or doing resistance training. Flexibility can include exercises that stretch your muscles and can increase movement and mobility while decreasing pain or discomfort. Examples of this could be practicing yoga, doing ballet bar, or going to a Pilates class. And lastly, neuromotor exercises are exercises that improve balance, coordination, posture, and trunk strength. These might include repetition-based movements like dancing or Tai Chi or gymnastics. Share in the chat what type of exercise you're currently doing, as well as how frequently you're doing that exercise. Lifestyle physical activity is different from exercise in that lifestyle physical activity are activities that you choose to do rather than those that you are told to do to maintain your health. They could be planned or unplanned activities that are part of everyday life, and they can be achieved in short intervals. It doesn't have to be continuous or repetitive. That's actually a pretty big difference and could make it easier to achieve than exercise. You're probably already doing this and not realizing you're doing something so good for yourself. Similar to exercise, how much and what type of lifestyle physical activity you do will vary based on your abilities. Many of the things you may already be doing are considered lifestyle physical activity. Walking your dog, gardening, propelling your wheelchair, and all the activities listed here fit into that category. This list isn't exhaustive. There are many more activities that could be included, and I encourage you to think about what you are doing to stay active. Now go ahead and share some of the things that you enjoy doing for lifestyle physical activity in the chat. There are some recommended strategies to help you set exercise and lifestyle physical activity goals. For those who need little or no level of support, recommended strategies could include behavior changes like self-monitoring by setting alarms or calendar alerts, or beginning to track activity through electronic devices or journaling. For those who need a little bit more support, strategies could include modifications like using adaptive equipment, which might include walking poles or wall support to promote safety. Or it may be by participating in activities in a seated position. And if a person needs a high level of support, recommended strategies include engaging in functional movement of any kind, like active weight shifting for pressure relief, or participating in activities of daily living, like dental hygiene. Or it may be using mobility aids, such as a standing frame, or having a support partner help you through seated and lifted movements. While the what and how of achieving the 150 minutes of exercise and lifestyle physical activity each day will look different based on your interests and ability level, everyone can achieve that. In addition to physical well-being, the wellness puzzle includes emotional well-being. The National Institutes of Health defines emotional well-being as an overall positive state of one's emotions, life satisfaction, sense of meaning, and purpose, and ability to pursue self-defined goals. In practice, it includes a focus on important things like stress management, identifying and addressing mood disorders, and having positive relationships in your life. Our emotions can influence a lot, including how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about the world around us. They also influence other aspects of our lives, like how we feel physically, our amount of exercise, how much and what we want to eat, and how we relate to other people and to the larger world, and our motivation to attend to our overall health. Like the more physical aspects of wellness, nutrition and physical activity, emotional well-being can be nurtured and it can be enhanced, even in the face of changes and challenges, which might normally cause us stress. Stress is a part of everyday life, and the diagnosis of MS can sometimes make the stress of daily life feel overwhelming. Many people with MS say they experience more or worse symptoms during stressful times. Often, when the stress goes away, their symptoms seem less troubling or less severe as well. To deal with stress or other negative feelings, you might turn to food as a coping mechanism. While this might seem to help in the short term, eating to soothe and ease your feelings often leads to regret or guilt. Food as a coping mechanism can even increase your negative feelings in the long term. There's a range of healthier strategies available to help manage stress. For example, we might incorporate relaxation exercises or journaling to help reduce stress. Some of us might enjoy time spent on solo hobbies and sports, while others might prefer more social strategies like joining a team or spending time with family and friends. Type in the chat any strategies you currently use to manage stress in your life, or new ones that you just heard about that you might want to try. Another positive way to relieve stress is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is defined as the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where we are and what we're doing, and not be overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. We can practice mindfulness by participating in meditation that can be done seated, standing, or even merged with another activity like yoga. Knowing how to start may feel overwhelming. A great way to ease into practicing mindfulness is to schedule intentional and regular breaks throughout your day to quietly reflect. To help start the practice of mindfulness, access our guided meditation in the Wellness Center in this environment. Importantly, practicing mindfulness can also help us identify some more serious mood disorders like depression or anxiety, which are more common in people with MS than the general population. Part of that is a reaction to the challenges of living with a chronic illness, but also because of the actual damage and changes in the brain and immune system that are part of the MS disease process. Depression is a serious, yet very treatable symptom of MS. When emotional distress becomes so great that you've lost pleasure in doing things that you once enjoyed, or you frequently feel hopeless, it's important to seek professional help. If you're not sure if the answer for you is yes, talk to your healthcare provider. There's a variety of treatment options ranging from medicine to cognitive behavioral therapy or counseling that can help you manage this MS symptom. So maybe we reframe our thinking. Challenges could also be viewed as opportunities for creative problem solving. Tackling problems from this perspective can improve our coping strategies. With each success, feelings of competence, pride, and self-confidence grow stronger and contribute to how we view the world, which leads to a more positive outlook on our lives. Another part of emotional well-being is having meaningful relationships that provide connection, intimacy, support, belonging, and the opportunities for shared goals and problem solving. Positive relationships reduce feelings of isolation and promote a sense of stability in everyday life. Each member of the family or unit might feel the effects of an MS diagnosis on daily life, as each person's roles and responsibilities might need to shift and change. This could create uncertainties around previously shared goals and dreams, and feelings of grief and loss are common among family members of a loved one with MS. Keeping conversations open and honest about how each member of the family or unit is doing is so important. Not talking about things that hurt us can build resentment, and that causes emotional distress that may show itself in negative ways. Being honest, even when it's about a topic that seems tough, in the end will help each loved one and ourselves navigate our unique MS journeys. Families often find meaningful experiences or bonding over shared meals. Whether coming together to cook a recipe that's been in the family for generations or getting food from their favorite takeout place, a meal may create a foundation of softness for a hard conversation. And this extends to all relationships. Sharing ourselves and our cultures through food with friends, coworkers, or other social networks can help us feel seen and supported. The bottom line is our relationships are so important to our emotional well-being because they're the foundations for everything else in our lives. They bring us connection, intimacy, support, and shared goals. Take the time now to share in the chat who in your life you can turn to for support. Now, we all know more about why it's important for us to prioritize and look at our wellness as a comprehensive approach or like a puzzle. We can see how each piece fits, how the food we eat can affect our mood, which can affect our desire to move our bodies enough, which can affect our relationships, and so on. The wellness puzzle cannot be complete without each of these very important pieces. We know all of this, but what might stop from making it happen? Life? Some of us might have barriers to our physical environment, like where we live and the resources available to us. Cost and finding time to prioritize wellness might stand in your way. Or your current state of health might make it feel like it's overwhelming or impossible to find a place to start. Maybe your social environment is a challenge for you. If you don't have supportive friends, family, caregivers, or feel you can't talk with them, it's going to be harder to stay motivated. A lot of us rely on others holding us accountable. Now take a minute to type in the chat any barriers to living a wellness-based lifestyle that you can identify for yourself right now. All of these are real barriers. Some are due to the impact of MS and others are independent from it. It's important to identify your own barriers so you know what might prevent you from being successful and how to overcome it. Being surrounded by others who don't adhere to a comprehensive wellness-based lifestyle can influence your own personal behaviors. This could be negative or positive. While you won't be able to control the choices of the people in your life, maybe you look at widening your social circle or finding a professional to work with regularly. This includes that the National MS Society has resources to support you, from peer-to-peer connections in one-on-one conversations with MS friends, or in a community setting, like at a local self-help group. You can also connect directly with an MS navigator to learn more, or you can visit our resource room to learn more about our Find Doctors and Resources tool, benefits and employment team, community partners, and more. So to wrap us up, here are a few wellness strategies that encompass our comprehensive approach that I want to highlight from today's sessions. Use the tools that are available to help you make and maintain healthy eating choices. Make plans for exercise or activities during times of day when you feel the best. Remember that eating a healthy diet with foods that nourish your body will provide all the energy needed to reach your fitness goals. Start using a journal or an app for meditation or mindfulness to increase emotional well-being through resilience. Understand how meal times can be used to share feelings and emotions, and how relationships with family and friends can be deepened through food experiences. And if you're still seeking more or other community, join a group with people who share common goals or who hold each other accountable. Set realistic wellness goals so you can feel successful and help your body feel good each day. And now share in the chat, what are some of the strategies that you're doing or that you plan to do to reach your healthy lifestyle goals? What works for you? What are you excited about? So with that, I want to thank you for joining this session. I want to thank you for being open about sharing your experiences and your solutions with each other in the chat.
Thank you, Kevin, and thanks to everyone who engaged in the chat with comments and questions. We hope you feel empowered to begin or continue living a comprehensive, wellness-based, healthy lifestyle. We're going to take one final break before joining one of 3 dynamic and interactive breakout sessions. During these breakouts, you'll have the opportunity to learn about the specific topic, get your questions answered, and share your own unique experience and story. Those breakout topics will be offered by dynamic presenters on emotional eating, gut health, and supplements, and how each may relate to MS. If you haven't already, I encourage you to take this break time to connect with one another in the Connection Lounge. Head to the Wellness Center for demonstrations and activities, and view our resource room to learn more before heading to the breakout sessions. We'll see you there.